Well, so let's check out the poll here. Did everybody vote?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
All right. So, what this poll was, this little house rule that we have here, I thought it'd be interesting. Everybody seemed to like the idea. Um, Halfway through a session, at the end of the session, we take little votes on which character that the rest of the group, players only, think may have earned inspiration through their actions, role playing, their basic contributions to make the game better. Well, you all have spoken, and as such, Ari, you have earned a point of inspiration. This point does not expire, but you cannot gain another one until this one is used.
But you don't want inspired Airy.
Yeah.
Shh, you're right. Oh, God.
Anyway, back to the game, back to on hand. So after you clean up, spending the next couple hours getting patched up by this little halfling one. So during the downtime that's in here, she does use her medicines to patch you up. After patching up your wounds, she has introduced herself as Sati, the priestess of Neptania in this region. She oversees the temple here, and, well, she has explained that the temple has been besieged by undead for the better part of a month now. So as she's bandaging you up, we can go over what you may want to discuss with her.
Does this have something to do with your missing artifact?
I believe it may. It's since it was stolen, this holy relic of Neptania. It's a thurible, a little metal censer that we suspend from chains. We burn sacred incense from it. Since its removal from the temple, the undead have attacked it nonstop. We've sent for help, but nobody has come. In fact, we've lost many of our brothers and sisters to the undead. I am the last.
What do you know about the undead? It seemed almost as if they were being puppeteered by those vines, as if they were marionettes on string.
Sadly, I do not know much. I've not been able to directly confront them as well. It's taken most of my energies to keep the temple repaired from each of their attacks. One of our sisters went to find the stolen relic and to get aid, but Sister Titi has not returned. It has been a 10 days since her departure. I fear the worst.
Do you have any information on where this artifact may have been taken?
Sadly, no. I don't know who would steal a relic of Neptania. We have done no harm to anybody in these parts. We've helped the occasional wanderers and travelers of the lands. We try to restore the balance of nature and respect the lands surrounding the temple, but we do not encroach on anybody's lands or even wage war or violence upon anyone.
I do not think do not think we are looking for an enemy you have made, but perhaps someone that would benefit from the item or its absence.
It's possible, I suppose. I mean, I guess somebody might find value in a relic of Neptania's, but why attack our temple? And she just seems
Not
sad
sure,
as
no.
she's bandaging up Ryan's wounds and putting, clean bandages around his midsection and arms where he's gotten tore at by the vines.
I would think that the theft of the relic and these undead attacks seem to be related. So if we were to locate the source of the undead, we may find the relic there as well.
Fair enough, but how do we find the relic? I don't even know where it's at or who has taken it and why.
I would want to start with the source of these undead that keep attacking you. Where do they come from? How often do they attack?
Well, at first it was every few days, but then they started to become more frequent. The past week has been every day. They seem to shamble out of the nearby woods. Haven't had a lot of time to trek to find where they come from, repairing the temple and just preparing for the next onslaught. But if you can find the source and stop it, be very grateful. If you can return our relic, Neptania would be grateful.
It's dwarves. Well, mostly dwarves. What are dwarves doing in a forest?
It is a good question. Are there any ruins, any fortresses, any mines, caves nearby that you know of?
Let me see. Well, come to think of it, I think there was a dwarven burial mound a few miles north from here in the forest.
Lots of dwarven corpses. That seems like a good place to start looking.
Makes the most sense. What direction is it in?
It is at least a good place to start.
Let's do it.
Yes. Where would it be?
Well, if you follow the trails about a mile north, when the trail bends to the west, keep the sun on your back as you travel, and you should find it within the next mile or so. The dwarves keep their burial mounds. The burrows very well concealed, but you should be able to find it. They tend to stick out among the other hills.
Well, let's get going. Daylight's burning and daylight's... Also, nighttime in Crypt sounds creepy.
Yeah, we should probably see about getting there before nightfall.
Okay. So, with that, is there anything else that you'd like to do or discuss with the petite halfling woman, the priestess of Neptania?
Be careful.
Will you be, all right here?
As long as the temple holds, I'll be okay.
Make sure to say hi, Neptania, for me. And Ares can go running off.
Okay.
Mordecai follows after Ari.
I guess we're going then.
All right, so this is where I'd like, since it is a much thicker part of the forest, even with directions, once you leave the trail, I'm just trying to make sure you stay on the safer routes without getting too lost. Like whoever would be leading this expedition to make a survival check.
I'm actually pretty sure I am good with survival.
Ares not. She's a merchant. She doesn't go into these woods with all their icky bugs. She's periodically throwing her darts at the bugs.
Are you trained in survival? Proficient in survival? Alright, then I should probably do it.
Yeah, guess Aetherius is going to be the one leading.
16. All right. It's not too bad for you, Aetherius, as you lead off the trail. You're able to spot where the wild, all the growth, while it's stamped down, it can fool the untrained traveler, where they could easily turn off, veer into the wrong direction, and may find them in spots that they really don't want to be in, especially getting further away from civilization. But you manage to keep the rest of your fellows on track. And as you do so, the forest itself becomes still more and more dense as you're getting into more of the heart of the old forests. Little bits of sunlight begin to kind of creep through some of the canopies. The ground begins to get a little more moist, almost slightly muddy as you travel through here. Various pools of water begin to form. Your feet kind of splash as you stamp through the area. That's when you see it. You see the area begins to kind of have almost like a light mist to it, but there's no mistaking. What you can see is dwarven stonework. And let me just share this with the rest of the class.
Ooh, spooky.
This is really creepy. Why would people want to be dead out here?
I don't think they can choose to be dead. Well, at least where they're going to be when they're dead.
Yeah. It's a bit, ominous.
Necromancer. They are the worst.
Um. Oh. Can I roll investigation to see if this place has been disturbed? Like if there's been something moving around, or at least people are, in our case, undead, I guess.
Sure.
Or I roll low.
So, just kind of looking around the area that you're at right here, because you're not at that main entrance there. From what you can tell, it doesn't look like it's been disturbed, at least on the exterior. But inside could be a completely different matter.
I can't tell if there's been things leaving this place unless we go inside. So if you all want to go, yes, we should do that. Though being careful will be the main part of it.
I'm always careful.
Uh,
As much as I'm airy.
can't be much worse than out here.
Question, Dave.
Yes.
As when now that we're here, how long has it been since the fight with the undead things?
So, between the last encounter with that, it has been, including the healing time with the priestess, we'll say it's been about 4 hours.
Okay, good. My mage armor is still up.
Wait, before we charge in, Aries gonna look around for like a plaque or some kind of holy symbol, something to identify these tombs.
I'll help her.
Okay.
I don't have perception trained, but I can roll as well, right?
Well, if you're assisting her with that, you can either roll your dice and choose better, or she can have advantage on her roll.
Well, I don't have perception trained, so
Okay, then you would just be rolling yours then.
yeah.
Is it perception or investigation?
For what you're doing, it's going to be perception.
$17.
9.
Okay. Well, Mordecai, you're not picking up anything here. However, Ari, as you're looking about, you do find one particular spot of the barrow that looks like it's been more recently used than some of the others.
Like, have they been putting a bunch of people in here? How many people can you fit in here? I mean, they're dwarfs, so they're kind of small. I say we go in that one.
Cool question. Can I tell what the average capacity? Would I know what the average capacity of a dwarven crypt would be? Burial mound.
Make a knowledge history.
Okay.
At least 5.
8.
Do you think 8?
This is gonna be at least 8 if it's on the small side. So
8 dwarven corpses. Sounds logical to me. So, everyone, are we going to go in now?
Dwarves tend to devote a lot of burial space to worldly possessions alongside the corpse, alongside the embalmed corpse.
They might have ancient, powerful artifacts that can bend time and space. Let's go.
I mean, maybe. I guess. But as I said, this seems like the most likely place to start looking, is whatever was controlling those zombies, they were most likely underground or had some kind of root network like thing. So we should probably go look.
Area's already ready to charge in.
Okay. Anybody else not ready to charge into the barrow?
Oh shit. Well, Ryan's gonna follow Arian against his potentially better judgment.
I say no reason to not follow Ariane.
Okay.
What's the
Well,
worst that could go wrong?
you were here for the last encounter.
Mordecai starts to walk in, but he pauses at the door and touches it and says a short prayer. Let go this, my last breath. Don't cling to it for me. So warm, embraced by death, by steel I am set free. And then he walks in.
Do I recognize that prayer as anything specific?
I doubt it.
Make a religion check.
18.
Sadly, no.
Alright.
There's like bits that you think, but it's nothing else is really sparking in your mind's eye with that.
Alright.
So let me get this on the board here for you, everyone. So as you march into the tombs here, you begin traveling, and Ari must have picked the right one, because you begin to smell the faint smell of smoke or burning embers. Up through some of the twisting passageways, you do come to some areas where they look like they were to have had bodies buried into the walls, the various tombs, which all appear to have been open, the bodies no longer present. You do see a little bit of flickering orange light coming from around one of the corners. You hear a faint drip of water also echoing in that direction.
I don't know, it seems kind of dangerous. We should go investigate. But do it real quiet, like.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't worry, I'm the stealthiest.
All right, well, Miss Stealthy, why don't you make a stealth check, and let's go from there.
Wait, are we actually sending Ari forward to stealth?
No, we're all going, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Seems the most logical thing.
Let's see how stealthy Mordecai can be. not super stealthy.
Question is he stealthier than the Goliath?
Yeah, yeah, because
The
that's a
top?
natural one.
No, that's
Oh.
a 10.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
disadvantage.
Right.
No,
Just because.
Everybody
We-
is, except for Aetherius, is 11.
This is so weird.
They never taught me how to stealth back at the Arcane Gunslinger College, right? We were just taught how to shoot guns.
I
So
never
before
taught you to be stealthy at mage school.
So before you take your first steps towards the bend, I'd like everybody to make perception checks.
Wait, that's persuasion.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to the rock. We want to look around.
Especially since, especially, they definitely don't want to talk to the rock.
Ryan and
especially
now.
Harry being the front runners. You both pick up on two key things here. Besides the obvious that there is some sort of flame source going off light around the corner, you both hear some very light, idle chatter, like voices trying to keep low, talking amongst each other. Not very angrily whispers, but very, very forceful towards one another. You can't make out the words with some of the echoes of the drips and things going through the cavern, but it's enough to let you know that the sound, the sources, conversation are. I'm just going to reveal them on the map here. Right there.
the undead are talking to themselves, guys.
I don't think undead can talk.
Well, you can't see where you just hear. You know the sounds are coming from there. So you don't know. You don't have a visual on it, but you hear. You're like, I know. There's voices speaking, and this is where they're originating from.
It's the ghosts of the dead.
And it would have gotten away with it. It wasn't for you pesky adventurers.
Yeah.
So we're
guess
gonna
we should-
stealth up.
Well, y'all rolled for it.
Yeah, you're already stealth,
yeah.
so you haven't taken a single step yet. But
Larry's taking the first steps forward.
okay.
And I'll follow behind.
Yep.
As Aetherius is walking forward, you kind of kicks a rock. You hear a little tunk, tunk, tunk. And when he takes that first step, you hear Ari and Ryan. You both hear the voices kind of quickly hush up.
I think the ghosts know we're coming. Or
Maybe.
they finished up their earthly desires and have gone on to the other world.
I don't think it's the latter.
I wish it was.
So, what I'd like to have done here is I'd like everybody to roll their initiative. So I know who gets to react when, because I don't want these things to move if you guys are still moving faster than they are, reacting faster than they are. And it appears that, for some of you anyway, let's see. How do we clean this up? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought they had a organize. Here we go, initiative. All right, so Aetherius, ironically enough, you were still going first, so
Nice. Well, look at my spells quickly. Yes. If I hold an action to, or can I hold an action to cast a cantrip if an enemy pops up?
Sure can.
Okay, I'm going to do exactly that.
All right. So you're holding for when you see an enemy, you cast the cantrip. What cantrip will you be casting?
Firebolt.
Firebolt. All right. So with that held here, do you want to move any further? Because you can still move.
No.
You're just not taking your actual action, and you're going to use your reaction to use that set action on that trigger.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not going to move.
Okay.
Go be the front line.
Well, I just remind that because there are some times in other campaigns past where people didn't realize they could still move or use a bonus action. So, anyway, if that ends your turn here, now it is not Mordecai's turn. One of the others actually does get to go. And let me see party screen. So, with that. So you can all hear some footsteps kind of being moved. Moving to the lower parts of the chamber. Very softly, just kind of hear like the shuffling of feet on stone. And now, Mordecai.
Okay. So I'll step up. I'm assuming Ari and Ryan will step past me, and I also want to prepare an action to cast Ray of Frost whenever I see an enemy.
Ooh. Okay. All right. It is Ryan's turn.
All right. It's going to move up here. And I guess I will also prepare ready in action to.
Well,
Unless I can seize anything.
oh, yes, you can. And so you see a couple things here. Let me just get this over here. Okay. All right. So you see one right here, and he sees you. And he takes a defensive stance, or at least he's already in one. However, the other one that you see right here is going to try to attack you as he throws a dagger your way. Looks like he had it readied.
Yeah.
Alright, and well, that's not targeting you, but I'm not worried about that too much. That is a miss. So this dagger, you guys see a dagger fly across. It misses this massive Goliath as it hits the cavern wall behind her. Just ting, plunk, hits the ground, the moist stone. And you see this gentleman in these almost like these dirty reddish robes. It's got a little rope kind of belt holding it together. Does have what looks to be very tattered breeches underneath the robes, and he has a longer curved blade at his hip, but doesn't have it rated yet. And you see him just kind of cursing his mouth, just like shit. As the dagger just completely missed your head. He does appear to be. It looks like he maybe have some orcish blood into him. In fact, both these gentlemen appear to have bits of orcish in them.
All right. Well, Ryan is gonna say, okay, well, hey, now we don't need to fight.
Is this the part you roll persuasion?
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Oh, good. He's good at those.
Oh no.
11.
You're right. We don't need to fight. Throw down your weapons and we won't kill you.
It's not really what I had in mind. And then Ryan's gonna take the defensive action, and that's gonna be his turn.
All right. So, yeah. Just work on this one here. All right. So, Ari. See Ryan having a conversation with unknowns, and one of the unknowns threw a dagger at him. Missed his head by a good foot.
Well, Ari is going to walk up right behind him to where the dagger is. You go, okay, I'll throw down my weapons. And she is going to chuck her short sword at the one in the back.
Okay.
And go spear sword.
That's going to hit. Okay. So, throwing your short sword, like a very large dagger, just whoosh, whoosh, flies right past the first orcish gentleman, lands right in the upper right shoulder of the second one, just clunk. Ah! Oh, you bitch! You threw your sword! Who throws swords?
You told me to put down my weapon!
Kill her!
That's not nice.
I just
Here, I'll give you my other one. And as a bonus action, there goes the hand axe.
Wait, hold on. Oh no. Oh my god.
This is kind of amazing.
So, this axe comes flying out as he's holding his right arm's just kind of limp. His left arm's holding like the hilt of the short sword, just pierced through his shoulder. The hand axe comes flying out, hits him right in like the left arm. In fact, when it hits him, it actually severs by the wrist and hand. So his hand's still technically holding on to the short sword. Now his left arm is just kind of pulled off to the side. Ah! He's just screaming. The blood's flying everywhere.
So, could I call out and say something?
Okay. Is this in character?
Yep. I have a great thing for this. So, it sounds like someone's missing something, severely wounded. I think you guys should be the ones putting down your weapons so the crazy girl will keep throwing weapons.
Ari is going to take the great axe off her back and then say,
no.
Do you want me to throw down this one as well?
I think they should probably give up at that point.
That ends my turn.
Hand
Alright.
axe, great
Well,
axe.
it's not his turn yet. There's actually another one. So, as you are saying that and things are screaming and flying, you start to hear chanting. Words of ancient power being spoken. Very light, feminine voice seems to be speaking these words, and as they do so, at the end of the words. The one that you've wounded, the one standing in front that you've been throwing past, you see him kind of glow momentarily. It almost seems like a spell has been cast upon them. You're not sure what. Nor do you see where the originator of the spell came from.
Worrisome.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one is that one there. All right. So he is going to.
I have a question. Can I really not see Creature 2?
No, you cannot see Creature 2.
Okay.
If you go up like another 5 feet, you'll be able to see him. Like 5 feet up.
Right.
Let's see. So he is going to scream and start running down this way. And he's just shouting, "Don't just stand there, heal me! I'm dying here!" And that's all he can do. This one here is going to... Oh, you're going to pay for that. You're going to die for that. And he's going to charge up here, and he's going to try to skewer Yuri.
Well, I can
Goliath
see him
be
now.
damned. Now you can see him.
Can I
So-
see him?
You can also see him now.
So does it go off before or after his attack?
Before. He just, he moves first, and then his attack would be coming, but now he's in sight.
Oh god, really?
Alright, and Aetherius. Oh!
They're very showy.
So,
Not a lot of substance.
so ice and fire, I guess you call this the icy hot combination, strikes this guy as he's running through. Luckily, they don't hit the Goliath. That's basically a walking wall in front of them. You do manage to strike him. It does. The cold slows him down, but not enough to prevent him from reaching Eerie as his curved blade slashes out.
Curved swords?
Yes. Sure he is properly selected. Okay. And that is going to be a natural one.
Well,
So, being cold, being on fire, having both frostbite and the third-degree burns, that was enough to cause his blade to miss. And that's also going to end his turn. However,
Nice.
let's see. Coming around the rock that you did not see before is another one.
Oh.
And he is going to attack the big giant Goliath. This could be best move or the most embarrassing 10 seconds of his life. And we're going to go with the most embarrassing 10 seconds of his life with another natural one.
well, yeah.
It's like Han Solo in the desert just running up. Ah! Ah! Sees
Yeah.
this big Goliath there. It's, 8-foot Goliath just...
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, that ends the turn there. Therius.
All right. So I'm gonna move up, so I can get just a clearer view of the unidentified creature 2, and cast Firebolt again on.
Now he does have some cover from the rock, but that is more than enough to bypass it. Oh, you said 2, not 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
2 has a 0 cover, so that's still more than enough to hit him.
For some pretty mad damage.
You know what it is their clothes are kind of damp from all the natural moisture in the cavern, so that's just kind of
Yeah.
helping so
Ah.
They're not catching on fire as much as you've hoped. But that's okay.
Maybe I should just start throwing knives.
Maybe.
Gee. I mean, you saw well throwing a short sword worked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah?
All right. Does that end Therius' turn?
Oh, yeah.
Mordecai.
Okay, I really like the flavor of this combo. Just layering on ice and heat. So let's keep it going.
Their clothes even kind of match their attack patterns a bit.
Oh, God.
Holy shit.
Okay, I don't think we're trying to kill this poor bastard. I think we're trying to
You're
torture
just trying to
him.
get. Yeah, you're just trying to give him a cold.
No, we're just torturing him at this point.
He's got frostbite.
He's hot at one moment. He got some mild burns, frostbite. Soon he'll have 3rd-degree burns. You know, it's just not his day.
He's like the
His
guy.
buddy just got mutilated. God.
All right. Does Mordecai do anything else?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, Ryan.
All right. Ryan is actually going to cast Sacred Flame on that guy on number 1, the guy who's running away.
But I gotta give him my great axe. Oh, so close, but
Wait,
so
wait,
far
no,
away.
wait. Hang on. Nope. It's not taking account of the spell that's on effect on him.
Oh,
Oh.
He did make the save with that.
Ah.
It
Shame.
bumped it up from a 12 to a 15.
All right. Well, I do believe it's gonna be Ryan's turn.
See, the natural ones do nothing for the magic that is on the other 2, so there is no point.
Yeah.
It's gonna miss, but yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all by now already know what they've been hit with.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that you said that ends Ryan's turn.
Yeah. It's gonna probably end his turn.
All right. Well then, we'll have to go with Harry, who wants to throw every bit of her equipment at her enemies.
you see, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here. Part of me really wants to go around and throw this great axe at him. Part of me really wants to do it. But then the player goes, yeah, but that's 2 guys right there in combat. He'll skewer.
It's a tough choice.
2 looks injured.
2, yeah, 2's looking pretty bad.
All right. I've got a
One's
plan
not looking
here.
any better, to be honest.
Huh?
I am now within my max throwing range for this great axe.
Oh my god.
And there it goes.
Oh,
Oh, you dropped it
I
20.
know. But it still hits, and he goes down as he is split in 2 just by this great axe.
You went for style points and it worked.
It's a really good axe.
See, what could have done was spent his inspiration to still get that nat 20. But,
I completely forgot about that.
next time.
You killed it. It's fine.
Right. Well, I have no weapons in my hand right now, so I need to fix that. I'm going to draw my last hand axe and swing at number 2.
All right. That is sadly not going to hit. He is panicking, being surrounded, wounded, swinging at anybody pretty much that's coming within his reach. And his wild swings is enough to kind of parry your hand axe. You see the sweat just dripping from his brow. He is in survival mode right now.
But I'm trying to put down all of my weapons. Isn't that what your buddy wanted?
I don't think that's what they had in mind.
All right. Does that end
That
Erie's
ends
turn?
Ares' turn.
Okay, so, let's see. Let's see. It's on this one here. Okay, you hear more chanting coming from the southern part of the chamber. You do not see the source of the chanting, Eerie, but the words that are being spoken stop, and you hear these almost like these runes kind of going off, these magical energies, but you don't see any effects. You're not sure where that's coming from. That will end their turn. And just forget to get that effect on them for this. Alright, number 2. He is quite panicking. He is going to go. You know what? He is going to. He's going to withdraw because he's hurt really badly.
You can give up. I don't want to have to kill you, buddy.
And he starts scampering towards the one of the other tunnels here, just running full bore.
Alright, I'm gonna make a opportunity attack on him as he runs. Oh, he's using disengage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
So he's about 15 more feet off here. Aries, the only one that can kind of see him still.
He's still in as long as I can see him, he's still in targeting range.
Yep. If he gets any further, though, he'll be around a bend and God knows where. So I'm just leaving his token on the map there so you can just kind of target him. The next one here now, he is completely unscathed. Though, thankfully, he's wearing tattered brown trousers. He is going to slash at Aerie because she attacked and killed one of his own. He does manage to hit her, though, with his curved blade, and does so dealing 6 points of damage. So,
Oof.
yeah.
Ow, yeah.
Cuts a deep gash into Aries' arm. Blood starts pooling up on the counter floor, just drip, 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 as the cut is pretty deep. He just kind of smiles.
I cannot heal you again, unfortunately.
That's fine. I've got second wind still.
All right, Aetherius.
All right. So, gonna move to about here so I can now see unidentified creature 3, right?
Yes.
Well, we already know what I'm doing.
Okay. Now he does have partial cover, but that's still gonna miss.
Gonna miss.
Yeah. So it hits the rock just Just scorch marks flying on the rock. Drying it up a bit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, at least I dried something up. Well, that's my turn then.
Well, Mordecai. Alright. So, you have...
I'm gonna move up and try and Ray of Frost Creature 2.
Creature 2, okay. You most certainly can. He is under 30 feet from you, so... In case you need a range. It's gonna hit. Ray of Frost flies out and hits him in the back. The frost kind of coalesces, skin turns kind of a light blue with little bits of frost on it as his body falls slump into the cold, damp rock of the caverns. Alright. Does Mordecai do anything else?
Mordecai will turn around and glare at Creature 3 with his bright yellow eyes. There will be no survivors.
And
Kind of creepy.
this is
But I want to be a survivor.
it's a little creepy.
Can I roll Intimidate?
Ken?
17.
Alright, as you attempt to intimidate him, you see in his orcish eyes that he has this almost dark devotion that he just looks back at you without fear, with this wild, almost hunger for slaughter and destruction as he looks upon you like you are the most hated person in existence to this being.
Nice. I like it. That's it, I'm done.
You will die last, and slowly.
Promises, promises.
And with that, we move on to Ryan.
All right. Ryan is gonna shift over here, and he's gonna swing at him with his mace.
That's very sweet of you, Ryan. I appreciate it.
It's a 6.
Alright. Does not hit him.
Uh,
Also want to make sure we get you to...
All right, I wasn't targeting him.
Yeah, it
Right.
makes it easier for you. It's,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
just getting back in the saddle. It's alright.
Yeah. You've been playing on Roll20 too much.
Yeah. It's okay. It's going to feel good once we get back in the swing of things in Fantasy Grounds. So,
All right. Well,
so
I think it's gonna be his turn. Ryan's turn.
yeah, you swing at him. He just kind of ducks out the way. The force of the blow just kind of cracks some of the cavern rock behind him. Bits of water just kind of spray out a little bit. But outside of that, he just kind of looks up and he's like, "You all will be great sacrifices.
That doesn't.
Rewarded for your deaths."
That doesn't sound very good.
But I'm not gonna die. How are you gonna get rewarded?
Yeah, that's a good question, Harry. Why don't you show him what you're talking about?
Well, Ares been eyeing his weapon up and down, and that looks like a pretty good sword. It cut pretty well, and I'm gonna attempt to disarm him.
Okay. Look at Miss Fancy Pants.
He needs to beat a 16 athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, all right. Give me mental.
It's weird. Disarm is a regular attack roll, but like tripping and whatnot is athletics versus
Fail.
athletics. Well, his weapon is now out of his hand. He takes no damage from the attack. I don't get that until I get to Battle Master.
The weapon's at his feet, though.
as my free object interaction, I'm going to grab his weapon. Is it a light weapon?
It's. Let me see. I believe it counts as a light. Let me see. Give me 1 moment. It doesn't show me that stat of the weapon, sadly, on this. Let's see. And you are. Actually, no, it is. It's also finesse.
Well, I am now, as my bonus action, attempting to ram it into him.
Alright. Let me see if this
I'll assume
will-
it's-
Did that pop up an item for you?
Yep.
Okay, good. I've been trying to mess around with some things with Fantasy Ground, so I'm just making sure that kind of works. All
Does an 11 hit him?
11 does not hit him. So as you try to return some of the weapon, he does manage to get out the way.
She's going to shuffle slightly. Actually, no, she's not going to shuffle slightly. It would expose. She shuffles back and forth a few times, like trying to decide where she wants to stand while she's swinging. And then decides there and ends her turn.
All right, she takes a step forward, and a step back, and a step forward, and a step back. Now she's cha-chaing. All right. Let's see. Let me pass him up here. All right. Well. Let's see. He is going to disengage. And as part of his move, he's going to go here. And he's going to pick up one of the weapons that were tossed at his buddy. And he is going to rearm himself with a short sword.
Did he disengage?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that will be his turn there. Now it'll be Aetherius.
All right. Let's see. Gonna move to here, and I'm gonna raise my staff again. Cast Firebolt.
He does know he needs to pay for those weapons, right?
You think that as a bolt of fire flies right past your head, strikes him as he. This guy's holding up the short sword and he gets hit with a bolt of fire. Ugh. Just looks very angrily. You kind of see the blood fury of the orcish heritage running through his veins as he stares down upon you.
And that's my turn.
All right, Mordecai. I feel there's going to be an Arctic chill coming on.
You will be punished.
No, no, you
Oh.
won't. So
Okay.
you launch the ray. It with Ari whipping her hair about, it's kind of hard to aim, and you wind up hitting the stalagmite instead of him.
But the
Oh.
hair whip is the most important part of the performance.
I, in my turn, being embarrassed. God damn it.
He has been showing off until now, so you know
Yeah.
he's been doing very well.
He's just getting too angry.
That is fair. Speaking of Ryan, does this gentle giant turn into Hulk smash?
don't know if it'd go that far, but he's gonna cast Sacred Flame once again on the guy.
It is a failure. Even with the extra protection, he still would fail that.
All right, and 4 damage.
And that is going to take him out as he ignites on fire from this holy flame that appears at his feet, writhes up his body as he screams, drops the sword. Ah! You will die! And he just, like this charred flesh, this husk, just laying in the cavern.
He's right, you know. Unless you're immortal. Are you immortal? I'm immortal.
Ryan blinks as what?
No, I do not think any of us are immortal, Harry.
I'm amortal.
I don't think that's the same thing.
He pats Harry on the head, says, "Good job, immortal."
Also, I'd be careful turning that corner. These all look like guys, and I heard a girl's voice.
Yeah.
So your turn, right?
Oh, all right. Well, guess he'll go over. Wait, which way did we hear the voice coming from?
Somewhere in the southern part of the cavern. You don't know exactly where.
All right. I guess he'll go over here, and that'll be his turn.
Okay. Alright, you do not see where any female voice may have came from. Ari.
Aries going to take a moment to catch her breath. Step up, use her free to grab her short sword.
Her short sword would be closer to where Ryan's at. That's where the body.
Oh, was it stuck in him as he ran?
Well, it was still in him when he ran. He didn't.
Oh.
He couldn't pull it out because you cut off his hand, and he was trying to get healing when you killed him. When he
Yeah,
had
she'll
great
come
axe,
over
you cut him
here.
in half. So,
Yeah, she'll come over here,
'cause that's
grab
the one you cut
her.
in half, and this is the one that had your short sword. I was going to use it against y'all when you killed him.
Well, she's taking that back. He didn't pay for it.
Okay.
And then end her move looking out at the water. And do I see anything out there?
Perception check.
Yeah, I'm going to use that inspiration right now. I don't know why it rolled with this. It didn't roll with advantage, but
Yeah, just roll.
Beer pack.
Oh God.
11.
You don't see anything.
Well,
Thank God for that inspiration.
Yeah.
That's just fate of the dice. I'm going to take a dodge action since there's not anything else I can do.
Okay.
Harry wants to wash up the blood.
Let's see here. So you hear a voice again, Ari and Ryan especially a lot closer. The little campfire that's in here begins to kind of flicker real brightly for a moment and then dim down to it and eventually just extinguishes, leaving the cavern in total darkness. Those without dark vision cannot see.
Oh no, I died!
I don't think that's
I'm
happened?
dead! It's all it for old Larry.
Did the light go out, or did we just get plunged in darkness?
No, the light went out. Like the fire was put out.
Okay,
So
okay.
So Aetherius and Mordecai could still see perfectly. Ryan and Eerie cannot.
That doesn't look that good.
And you let's see. Let's see this here. Okay, and just no and no. Okay. All right, and with that, no. All right, Therius, what do you do?
Can I see, or what went out was a torch, right?
No, there was like a little bonfire, like a little campfire.
Where was it?
Campfire. Let's see. So get a little token here. I don't think I have some. Actually, I may have one. For store package. Sure, spell effects. I have some fire ones I'm gonna use. Yeah. So I'm just gonna use this as where the fire was located.
Could I try and restart the fire with Firebolt?
Sure. Make attack roll. Now, this is lightly obscured area, so go ahead and make an attack roll. There will be some penalty modifiers on the attack. It shouldn't be too bad since it's, well, I say that.
Or
Say that, but yeah, you launch the fire there, the firebolt. While it doesn't hit, and it hits part of the fire, but not where the spot where we need to kind of rekindle it. There is a quick burst of light, though, that when you see that, you do see some shadows kind of moving about, skulking in the cavern. Not too far away from the campfire itself was at.
I'm gonna call out. Be careful, there's something moving about in the dark. And with that, I'm just gonna end my turn.
Okay. Mordecai. The other one.
Mordecai raises his staff and casts light on it. His staff now sheds like a torch, 20 for 20 feet, and then dim light for another 20.
All right. Let's see. So, as you're shining the light there, you're not seeing anything. However, if you'd like to use your action, make a perception check to try to see if you can maybe find whatever Aetherius may have
Yeah,
seen.
that'd work. My main goal was to let everyone else see.
Okay.
Asmar's so cool, it gave me the light cantrip. Asmar's or the light bearers.
Alright, so go ahead and make a perception. And since it's light, you do not have disadvantage, since it is no longer dim light.
9. It's
You
not
do not see
great.
anything.
But everyone else can now, and that's what
That
matters.
is what matters. Alright. Is that end Mordecai's turn? Do you want to move?
Yeah, I will back up a bit.
Okay. Alright. Ryan.
All right. Well, considering the fact that Ryan's still in fairly dim light, he's gonna put away his mace, and then he's gonna pull out a torch as well and light it as well.
Well, okay, so, yeah, I mean, you can do that. Because that light is not going to light up the entire area with Mordecai
Yeah.
being far away with that. So, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So he's also has a torch now, and then he's going to look at the corpse of unidentified creature number 3, and he's gonna examine it to see if he can find any identifying marks or anything.
Okay. Let's see. Make an investigation.
Oh, natural 20. Or well, you know, the 22.
You do find something. Oh, you find something. So, what you find is an obvious holy symbol. Make a religion check.
All right.
See if you can identify the god.
22 as well.
He's wearing the holy symbol of the Ravager.
Oh.
Now, Ravager is very warlike, believes strength, that the strong rule the weak, and that the weak will always be victims of the strong. He is a god of conquest. He's also a god, and you know this, that directly opposes Neptania.
Oh, that would certainly explain their theft of the idol. So, it appears that at least this one here, I would assume the others as well, are acolytes of the Ravager. All right, it's gonna be his turn for that.
Okay. And Eerie?
Well, Erie was told there was something skulking around in the shadows, so she's gonna keep looking.
Okay. Make a perception check.
It's that shadow. Erie sprints over here and just like runs at it.
Smacks her hitting the wall. Oh wait, that was me.
She attacks the shadows.
Attack the darkness.
Straight right of Aetherius, where she can. She just starts swinging at it.
Alright, so much like Blinken and Robin Hood Men in Tights, she is attacking an inanimate structure.
I
and
attack the
critically
darkness with a nat 20.
Why?
She is going to town on that wall, man.
Yeah.
Should I roll damage on the darkness?
Sure. Oh my god!
Max damage on the darkness.
What the fuck?
She has got conviction. She is sure that this is the most unholy of darkness.
This is amazing.
She sheathes her short sword, looking just proud of herself. Like, I got it.
If there was a fan art moment, this is it.
Therius just starts
Oh.
to slowly Good
Did-
job.
Did it.
I did it.
Oh.
So, after she goes Rambo on that wall, you hear a voice kind of pip out from the darkness, from the shadows of the caverns here. You know it's lit up. There's still something here, but soft voice speaks out. You're searching for the missing relic?
That's right, Vanquish Shadow.
Reveal yourself. We will talk face to face.
Not sure if you're a friend or foe. Why are you searching for the relic?
Because if I get it back, I get a position with the Fearless Landers.
We are returning it to Neptania's temple.
Both of you make persuasion checks.
I'm not good at persuasion.
Can't be worse than me with my -3 to charisma.
Well,
16.
So, hearing that you're, return to the temple, she's, the voice is just, hearing the Fearless Landers, though. You're sent to help the temple?
Uh-huh.
And you hear the sigh of relief. Oh, thank Natania. And this petite little halfling woman steps out of the shadow.
Oh, are you that acolyte they said went missing? I remember she said something about another person.
the name started with a T? Tita?
The Titi. Yes, I am she. Though I have disgraced Neptania with my actions, but I had no choice.
In the light of the Platinum Sun, there is always forgiveness for all.
You don't understand. I was the one that took the relic. I'm the one that gave it to the agents of the Ravager.
What?
Well, if you just give it back, we'll be back at square one.
I can't. I don't have it. They have my family.
Oh,
Where
I
are they?
understand.
They're priest. This blight druid. You can find him in the bogs. It's where he raises his army. It's where he holds my family hostage.
An army, you say?
I think she means the undead we saw.
We have already taken down a group of them.
It's not just the undead. He is been given power by his god, unleashed some unholy energies that allow him to reanimate bodies using nature itself in new, twisted, corrupted ways. Maybe you have seen them, the ones covered in vines. They drink your blood. The power sustains them.
We must stop them.
And she just kind of nods. But if he sees me there, he'll know I have betrayed his cult. And he'll kill my family.
You know what? Aries gonna do something. That's a weird echo.
Yeah.
Who's echoing?
7 insight.
I mean, she seems to be telling you the truth. She's borderline tears, shaking as she's telling you about her family that she's worried is going to be killed or worse, brought back as one of these things.
Well, don't worry. I'll save them. I just need my weapons.
Mordecai approached her. You will go back to the temple after giving us directions, and we will go and expose and destroy them. If your family is still alive, then we will return them too.
Thank you. Here, take these, and she gives you. Let's see, where is it? She each gives you a potion. It's a little, it's 4 small little vials of like little thin glass tubes with a little rubber stopper, with a very diluted but shimmering reddish liquid inside of them. Now this, and she tells you that it is a potion of healing. This will heal 2d4 plus 2 hit points once consumed. She thanks you for helping try to bring the relic and save her family. And she also, more importantly, gives you directions to the bog that the cultists use.
Very well.
Is there anything you want to talk to her about? Do you want to heal up?
There's still someone. There was still another person here, wasn't there?
Someone was casting magic.
Yeah.
That was me. I did not know who was entering the caverns, and I was ordered to help the cultists, or my family would be killed.
The player is so disbelieving, but Aerie isn't.
I'm gonna roll an insight on that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good
9.
idea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You know what? She seems trustworthy, guys.
Yeah, she's on the level.
Yeah, she seems pretty.
Look at those
reliable.
tears.
Yeah, halflings don't lie.
Yeah.
This one seems, so trustworthy and honest.
Well, they're halflings, so they either tell the truth or they tell lies. And obviously, we got a truth telling. She doesn't have the lie capability. She's only half of it.
I
Yeah.
mean, they did seem to have holy magic assisting them, so it would make sense. It would make sense.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Miss, is there anything that the cultists had stored here or anything like?
No, they this was not one of their caches, and I don't think the druid trusts me enough to know of such locations. But they were using this dwarven crypt as a staging area for attacks on the countryside, as well as bodies for experiments and, well, soldiers for his army.
Mm. All right. Well, I guess we should start getting ready, everyone. Or at least stay here for a little while, heal up, and then leave.
Indeed.
I'm ready whenever you are.
I wouldn't mind a short rest before we leave,
Okay. Well,
and I will gather up everybody's weapons.
all right.
So a scimitar and a dagger.
Yeah. So they each had a scimitar and a one dagger.
So 3 scimitars, 3 daggers. Does anybody want them? Otherwise, Aries going to be adding to her collection
That's,
with more straps.
Now keep
Do I
in mind,
look like I
encumbrance
need-
is a thing.
That's why I have such a high strength.
Since I'm a Goliath, I actually count as a large creature for determining encumbrance.
Wow, you could actually use the
Yeah.
ogre cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
fair enough.
Aerie does have the strength right now to use the ogre cannon.
She is the ogre cannon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
And she purged the darkness.
Yeah, she did. I count as a large creature for the purposes of determining carry weight, how much I can push, drag, or lift.
So what you're saying is we should attach it to your shoulder, make a little cannon, a turret piece for me to just sit on while using it.
Are you trying to turn me into a tank?
Yes.
We have the artificer.
Oh. Oh god.
Fair enough.
All right then.
I have goals now.
All right. So you are in the cavern with TT. You're gonna take a short rest before making your plans to head on out to this bog to encounter this blight druid of the Ravager, who is raising an undead army to rain havoc upon the landscape. So, with that, that seems like a really good spot to stop for today. Everyone who watched today, thank you so much. I hope you like the new format, the new look. Let us know what you think of this new crew, and we will have the other half of our adventuring gambit start tomorrow, the same time. And keep in mind that any of these players can switch and play with any of the other session. So there may be guests coming on here and there as the campaign moves on. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, be safe and happy gaming. Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.